Outrage doesn't even begin to describe how I'm feeling about this story because our government, our wonderful government, and our terrible, terrible leader, Anthony Albanese, along with Tony Burke, have decided under the cover of darkness. You guys may not have been aware of this, but under the cover of darkness, they have decided to let in the brides of a known terrorist organization. They snuck them out of Syria and smuggled them back into Australia. Outrage doesn't even begin to describe how I am feeling internally. I'm a very well measured man. I'm not a violent man and I'm not an aggressive man. I'm a very well measured man. But when I see something like this, it makes me actually pissed off a lot. These women were the brides of known terrorists overseas. They made their bed and they had to lie in it. They made their choice. Some people may say, oh, Jay, they were forced to go. No. They had a choice. They're in Australia. They didn't have to go overseas. They could have stayed here. They could have escaped. They chose to go because at the time, that's what they wanted to do. But because the fall of this terrorist organization, they've been stuck there. They've been stuck in Syria in these camps. Oh, no, we can't have them stay there. No, we're going to bring them back to Australia because they're supposedly Australian born. What gives them the right to be allowed back into this country after going and supporting known terrorists overseas? And also, they've had kids in the meantime. So don't you think they have seen what has taken place? Also, the kids have seen what has taken place. Don't you think the kids would have been indoctrinated? Oh, but Jay, don't worry. Don't worry. They've gone through security checks. Are you kidding me? What sort of a security check are you going to do to determine whether or not these women actually, they're very good at hiding it. They're very good at hiding it, man. And you want to let these people back into Australia and the Australian people have got no idea that this has happened under their noses? So damn well right there should be outrage. Albanese and his government have got a lot of explaining to do. How can they allow something like this to occur? A small group of Australian women and their children who are linked to the Islamic State have quietly returned home after escaping Syria. Australia is no longer your home. You made your home over in Syria with the known terrorist group. We don't want you here anymore. But of course, Albanese and Tony Burke, by all means. Tony Burke let in goodness knows how many of these same ideologically minded dingbats the other week. And he turned up at Sydney Airport to welcome them in. Welcome, guys. You know how long it took them to vet these people? An hour. So how do we know that the government has actually done the due diligence thing of actually vetting these women properly? How do we know that? Oh, Jay, trust the government. I don't trust the government at all. Do you? You shouldn't. Because stuff like this makes me go, what? What in the world is wrong with our government? What possessed them to go, sure, welcome back in. Welcome back to Australia. Known brides of terrorists, for goodness sake. We don't accept that. At least we shouldn't accept that in this country. But Albanese, nah. Let them in. Approve their visa. Sneak them in fact. Don't tell the Australian people that you have actual Islamic brides of a known terrorist organization probably living next door to you. We don't even know where these women are. Oh, the government does. So that should make you feel very, very safe, people. The 6 women recently arrived in Beirut, where Lebanese authorities detained them for lacking visas. After passing DNA and security checks, they were issued Australian passports and flown back. Should have kept them in Beirut. But no, the Australian government fights for them. Why? For what purpose? For what end? The women and children had long been monitored by Australian agencies. Why do you even want to have them back in? Which anticipated some might try to return independently. So because some of them may have wanted to return independently, you've just gone ahead and done it. Okay, we're going to help you just so we can watch you. Right. You know the Islamic terrorist that committed the synagogue attack the other day in Manchester? Guess what? He was out on bail for what? For a crime. They let him out. Oh, by the way, his father actually praised Hamas for the October 7th attacks. These people don't understand. They do not understand. You can't have these people roaming the streets, especially after they've been with known terrorists. Crazy. Many in the wider cohort had lived under Islamic State rule and were held in Syria camps since 2019. So what? Keep them there. They went. Their circumstances vary. Some traveled knowingly, while others say they were coerced. Oh, I was coerced to go. Or were children at the time. I was just a child. I had no choice in the matter. I was just a baby. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese last month denied reports that the government was organising rescues for the roughly 40 Australians still stranded. Home Affairs maintains it is not assisting reparations. Right. The situation in Syria is becoming increasingly unstable, a spokesperson for Minister Burke said. So Tony Burke can't even come out and address this himself. Neither can Anthony Albanese, but a spokesperson can. Something as serious as this. Mind you, this is very, very serious, in case you were wondering. If any of those people find their way home to return, our security agencies are satisfied they are prepared to act in the interests of the community safety. Right. And we're supposed to take your word for it, are we? Opposition leader Susan Ley, who is just another dingbat. I want Andrew Hastie to be the leader, even though Andrew Hastie's not going to be the leader. He's not going to challenge the leadership of Susan Ley. Oh, no, can't possibly do that. Mate, show some backbone for a change. Either you create your own party or you challenge the leadership. You can't just resign and go, oh, no, not going to do anything now. I made the right choices only because of the climate agreement thing. Only because of net zero. Can't knowingly join on the front bench when the Liberal Party wants to adopt net zero. It's against my values. Mate, show some backbone. I like you a lot. Show some backbone and do the right thing and actually challenge. Or create your own party and do it that way because people would vote for you. I would. Condemned the return, calling the group a highly dangerous cohort of individuals who associated themselves with a barbaric Islamic State regime. ISIS is the Islamic State, by the way. Either they knew about this cohort returning and hid it from the Australian public, or worse, family members of Islamic State terrorists returned to Australia without the government's knowledge. Australians deserve answers. Yeah, we do. The government tried to hide this from us, and it makes me wonder, why did the government try to hide this from us? Could it be that the government actually supports terrorism? Because they're helping these women. Seems to me like they're complicit in supporting the Islamic State because they're helping out these women. Don't know about you, but I don't feel very comfortable with that, especially the other day when Tony Burke celebrated and welcomed in all these people from Gaza. Sure, let them in. It would not surprise me if we have an attack just like Manchester. And I pray to God that does not happen. I really do. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Just like Keir Starmer did, he'll just get on a podium and go, I condemn this, even though he's part of the problem and he caused the problem in the first place by letting these people in. Extremists, you let them in What do you think is going to happen? Oh, okay. No, nothing's going to happen. I'm just going to put police officers around synagogues and Jewish people to keep them safe. You shouldn't have to do that. That's not normal. You have to ask yourself the question, why? Oh, Jay, you're overreacting. Am I? I'm overreacting at the fact that Albanese, our Prime Minister, who's supposed to be Australia first and supposed to be protecting the interest of all Australians, let in, secretly, I might add. If it wasn't for proper journalism, we wouldn't know about this. But they let in the brides of Islamic terrorists and won't tell us where any of them are. For our own safety, we deserve to know. The Australian public want answers. What the hell's going on? Why were they even allowed back in? I don't care if they were born here or not. They made their bed, and we should have standards in this country that if you associate yourself with terror, you're not allowed back in this country. Or if you do associate in this country with terror and you are in this country, you are jailed. Those are the standards that we should set. But of course, Anthony Albanese, can't do that at all. Why would I possibly do that? Former ASIO chief back repatriation. Here we go. Got it out finally. Calls for Australia to reprobate. I can't even bloody say it. Can't even get it out of my mouth, guys. My apologies. The remaining ISIS brides and their families have grown in recent months against the backdrop of the United States, Italy, Germany, France, the Netherlands, Belgium, and the UK and Canada, allowing their own citizens to return in recent years. Former ASIO chief Dennis Richardson has backed the decision to repatriate more than a dozen brides and their children to Australia on the grounds of national security, arguing they can be monitored more safely at home. Right. We're being run by lunatics, man. Absolute lunatics. There are no standards anymore. At least the standards that we've got are weak, and it's going to cause a great deal of harm. Oh, yeah, we'll just monitor them. We'll watch them and hope that they don't do anything. But they deserve to be in Australia. No, they don't. They deserve to be in the hellhole that they were because they chose. And you can't tell me, oh, I was coerced. You made a choice to be with these people. You married these people. And so therefore, it's all on you. You don't get to claim to be the victim and go, oh, I want to come back to Australia because the hellhole in Syria, the camp. Oh, no, I've got kids. Think of the children. No, no, no. You don't, because those children have seen things. And you have also seen things. And yet, our government let them back in. So damn well right, there should be outrage. Raise hell about this until we get answers. What the hell is going on? We deserve to know. That's enough from me, but you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.